Hey, good people. So, I'd like to tell you the reasons why I use Anchor. The first reason is Anchor's free, and who doesn't like free things, eh? The second reason is you can record with a person who's at a remote location, as in someone who's not there with you. Another reason is Anchor is like the tool you need when you're starting a podcast. They've made everything easy for you. You can record within the comfort of your bedroom, sitting room, your friend's place, inside the car, anywhere. Another thing is, I already said it, but it's a point on its own. Anchor distributes your podcasts in different platforms. Example is Spotify, Breacher, Google Podcasts, and Anchor looks for sponsors for you. You can get sponsors and then you'll get cash. They'll pay you for guys listening to your podcasts. It's everything you need to start a podcast. You can download Anchor in various app stores, the Google Play Store, the Apple Store, or you can go to Anchor FM to get started. Hey guys, welcome to the Sage Be Me podcast. This is Sage Be Me, and today we are with... That's your cue.
Me, Wangechi, Murimi. Yes, relax. I was building up the climax. Hi, Wangechi, Murimi,
Yeah,
none other.
Today we have
Is
Wangechi.
glad.
It's very nice to have you on today, Wangechi. How are you doing, man?
Oh, thank you. I'm good. Today.
I'm fine.
And how are you?
Just a little exhausted, but I'm really hyped up for the coming week. Let's say I'll be going to meet up with one of my old friends. It's been like months. The last time I saw him was before the lockdown started. Or should I say quarantine? That's the last time I actually was with him face to face.
Wow. But that was March. Simbali, tuko to June.
Ujona since?
I'm so sorry. I miss them. Some of my friends since last year. Like the people, even my best friends. Sijaona tangu last year. Okay, I'm so sorry. No, school trying to balance.
It makes sense. You're doing online classes?
Yeah.
You guys are strong.
Yeah.
You guys are strong. I don't think I'd make...
Imagine me not you don't think you'd make
online
it.
Classes.
Imagine you don't. The trick is not to think about it. Like I don't think about it. I just do it every day. You just wake up. Lakini kuna siku tu unaamka unaweka mute video and stop video alafu unaendelea na maisha. Lakini una make sure record ili watch later. Lakini unajua ubaya ni hiyo later ifika pia.
It's called lakini wa Kenya tunakuanga na let's say since the year started. I've had this thing when the year started. So I was in long holiday. So January I'm beginning the new term next semester. This year. Yeah. So I'm starting the semester. I'm 2 months inside the semester. Sijui nini inaendelea. Like nimekuwa nikienda classes lakini hakuna kitu kwa akili. Niko like, wow. Then Corona comes up. I'm like, wow.
No, trust me. No, I feel like I usually say, like they need the first like 4 weeks. We need to get prepared of our life. Like we need the first 4 weeks is to get ready, to adjust. Then after that, when you adjust, the next few weeks sasa ndio wanaanza lesson. Lakini by the time mfike like si tunafikanga inafika 4th week, by the time inafika 4th week watu sasa ndo naingia rhythm, sasa ndo nimezoea kwenda class, but that's the same exact time ati wanatuambia you're ready for your cards and quizzes. I have no idea what we've been doing. is the time I'm looking for notes. I'm looking for now. You see, fortunately, with online, that's the time. Like I've recorded every video, so that's the time I'm looking for the videos. Where are these things? But well, what can I say? For the majority of all of us, we are just surviving. I hope we are all together.
Preach.
But you guys are lucky. So let me ask you, y'all who aren't having classes, what do you do all day? Na mnafaa kuwa home ili mseke corona.
So kwa wale wajanja kuna wenye wanatafuta side deals. There are people who started their businesses, like wana sell stuff kando ya barabara, vitu kaa hizo, lakini kuna wale wenye
I've been seeing a lot of fruits.
You can imagine how
and stuff
into
as well.
The farm industry, farm business iko na pesa. By the way, I've realized farm business iko na pesa.
Oh, well, hey, it depends. Honestly, it depends with the season, because I was supporting, actually, my mom was doing that for a long time, and so I ended. The problem is the season can be good, the season can be bad. Like kuna saa tutalia kuna mvua nyingi, kuna saa tutalia hakuna mvua, kuna maji.
I get you.
Like, what are we supposed to, A bit 50, good thing is to know to balance, like prepare for your losses and also hold on, don't give up.
Okay.
And just wait.
But like business tu inakuanga tu risk hivi yake tu.
Business has risk that you can occur with, maybe, and from time to time, like you have more losses than more goods than losses. But then at the same time, farming is a bit tricky because okay, for us we were farming twice a year, so there are 2 seasons. One was, I think, January to July, and then you stop for a couple of months, then go again September to December over to the other year. And you'd find that for a whole, let's say 6 months, if it didn't work out 6 months, you're like you're hustling because unajua business ilienda left. But then if it goes well for the other 6 months, life is good, So it's really, it's a big question. But also, I think a lot of youth should actually go into farming. Like, it's a really undercut thing for youth. Like, I tell people, like, oh yeah, I was going to the farm, and people are like, oh, farm. Like, people are limited. They don't know hoes are also instruments used to farm. Yes, but anyways, a lot of youth need to go. I remember hizo vitu tulikuwa tunasoma, ilikuwa what, geography. Kusema yes, incentives to put more youth into
kitu moja naweza kukuambia.
But I'm not here to lecture you today.
Wa Kenya hadi nakumbuka high school. Watu walikuwa na avoid agriculture. I mean, nimetoka Nairobi, agriculture. Should I really do agriculture? Hakuna shamba Nairobi.
I am guilty of that, honestly. I am guilty of that. I don't need to do this. I've done that so many. Because I think nilikuwa agriculture, then nikaswitch home science, alafu nikasema hapana, najipenda sana, so I will do computer science. But anyways, ndio major yangu. That's what I'm doing now. So I guess it all went for the better. But still, wasi wanafaa kuchukua agriculture. Like, okay, iko na notes mob. Alafu pia you're supposed to grow. What is the project? We need someone to come and talk about agriculture, Sage. Please take note.
I will. I'll look for someone as in msimu anajua hizi vitu.
You give young Kenyans incentives on growing crops and things that you can grow. Kenya tu wanajua ni tea, coffee, kwa sababu hizo ndo wanaambianga ziko na nini na inaitangwa nini, flowers. Na flowers. But there's so much more to farming. I mean, hizi vitu unaona kwa tukinunua nyanya na onions, who do you think plants those things? Kwanza nyanya ziko expensive. Do you know how people are
It was just crazy. Yeah. Sorry. It's like unakuanga kama memes pale tu unaona imetokea tuende.
Lakini si wa Kenya, if we could only apply these skills to the memes in other places, because as in, we are talented. I love Kenya. Well, that is one thing that made me patriotic. Exactly. Kila Mkenya anasemanga by the way, if I will accept to be Kenyan online. Si venye watu walikuwa wanaanza, there was a point everyone was like, oh my gosh, hi,
like those chicks who talked in the Tory Lanez video. She was like, "What are you from Kenya? What? Africa?"
Okay, well, I keep. He needs to know, like, I really hope he got the memo. Like, that is not okay. They are Kenyans, we accept them, but still, that is a very small sample of a larger population, a larger gifted population.
True.
Unajua, Club COVID. So, so anyways, today, you were really concerned about this topic, and I was really interested in it. And I was this I have to bring up. I have to really bring it up.
Okay, let me just introduce guys, then we'll keep on. Okay, you tell people what you have in your mind. So guys, today's topic will be about sex in a relation. You're only in a relationship just because of sex. We're going to look at it in two different ways. One, there's this guy who vibed this chick, or a dude who vibed this chick or this dude. Then you decide you only vibing her to get sex. And there's this other one, like you remember when Renee told us, when you're getting in a relationship, get into a relationship with a contract. Yeah. So, and there's this other guy who outlines things and makes things clear that I'm only in this just for the sex. No strings attached. Yeah. So currently, from my side, I realized many guys they say this is the thing that goes on in many Kenyans' mind. I've come to realize. They usually say, yeye anajua niko in a relationship na yeye, lakini mimi najua mimi siko in a relationship na yeye. As in Nimona, that's how many guys, as in, they remove themselves from the equation like that. But in real sense, mwingine, this other person, it's like, I know there's something going on between the two of you guys. So, where do you think you can start? From which side? Oh, yeah.
Wait, you didn't introduce
the second one. Is these two people who are in a relationship. They're in a relationship because they stated their reasons for being in a relationship. Yeah, I'm in a relationship because of I only want sex. The dude or the chick, I only want sex. The other guy says, okay, I'll be in a relationship with you. I'll take the sex as a benefit, but I'll also want cutting and going out, something like that. So there's those two incidents as so far as I pictured it in my mind.
Okay, so do you want me to comment on them,
you're free to
or
do
do
whatever.
you want me to say where I am?
Speak out your mind.
Okay, so so let me start with my own view so that I do not seem hypocritical. I think first I want to expound to our listeners the idea of the contractual relationship. Like before this, we know we know exactly what we are in this for, and every few months this contract is due to what review. You get? So I really support that kind of reasoning, honestly, because I mean, okay, let's start with we're 20 to 25 years old. That is a particular gap that I'm putting for our listeners. 20 to 25, highest 20 to 30, that's fine. And at this point, I think I my whole relationship aspect view is that when we settle down, we need to choose the person that you're with. And choosing means you're aware of what else is out there and you're choosing this particular person. So the question becomes, this, how do you go about these other people? How do you go about finding these other people? So for me, I think let's not lie to each other. The problem is Kenya. Okay, yes, we are.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure whether to call it. We're not a secular state, but at the same time, the church is too involved in government, and so that has kind of spread out to our culture, and that's why people just don't want to say, "Yo, I'm just in this relationship for sex." People just don't want to say like, "Oh, I'm this," or especially girls. I feel like because guys are more open with it. No, guys don't. Sorry, let me take that back. They are not more open with it. they are not open with it because they know once they're open with it, the girl will dip. She'll be like, "No, you're just using me for my body." But girl, you want that body too. So, why are you complicating things? I wish. Let's start with the basic foundation, which is honesty. Can we just be honest with each other? I mean, like, without our parents, without the society, without a culture, without the politicians, without everyone, like me and you, Sage, we're sitting down together in a room. Can we just be honest with each other and say, by the way, ABC is what I want, and you tell me ABC is what you want? Okay, maybe we're not the same, and then you decide. I mean, can't we just be honest with those two people, so that now, therefore, later everyone can a culture of acceptance and a culture of how is it? Yeah, basically of acceptance. Because right now, let me ask you, tumekuwa shy with all these things. Na tunajua Nairobi is one big bedroom right now. So imetupeleka wapi? I don't think the current methodology is working. So I'm not admitting like, yo, go there and live your best life, but live your best life honest. Stories that I've heard of. Sometimes it's nice to have someone that you're together with and you're going out to clubs. You may not be dating particularly. You may not say, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. But you have that someone who you go, you're together with, you're spending your nights with, you're going to the club together with. You're the one who decides the boundaries of that relationship, you get. But at the same time, I don't think it's a must that the relationship must be there. If all I'm looking for, let me tell you, there are people who are honestly like, oh my God, when I look at you, when I just look at you, I am just like, miguu zinanikata. I can already feel my legs failing, and I'm just like, wow, this person is so beautiful in my eyes. So sisi, hit and run. Lakini usimdanganye, umwambie tu ni ukweli, ulibarikiwa and I want a taste of that snack. Whether we're going to I feel like it's going to be a good foundation for even the friendships, because a lot of people, it gets awkward after you guys have been together. It gets awkward.
Can I say something
and you can't talk again. So let's start.
I have this friend of mine, back in 2017, I think. So they had a really good bond before we started uni. So they had this good bond and everything. So one thing happened, as in there was that tension between the two guys. It felt like they were going to have sex. So once they had sex, as in it's like this. My nigga told me it's like he lost a good friend there and then. He told me anytime he goes to see her, it's like Buddha. Before you, as in when you just close the door, she's on you. As in, there's no story. There's no story. There's no talking. No conversation. Hi, on it.
No, but okay. Also, us when you find some good knee, you wanna keep it. Some good pipe, you wanna keep it. You don't wanna lose it. Like okay, but
so,
sorry. Continue.
Like when he told me like he lost a good friend, I felt like you should have laid out ABCD was going to happen, and if this happens, these are the repercussions. This is how everything else is going to go. So, like,
no, but you see, sometimes, it's not always like okay. Okay, I get where you're going, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I've had that. We both talk about it, and we talk about the consequences and everything. But at the same time, it's easier said than done. We might talk about, we'll just promise, like, now we'll be cool after this, But then you're all up in your feelings. So, but anyway, continue with your story. I just needed to make
my guy
point.
was telling me, like, he felt like, okay, initially, he liked it better before they had sex. So, after they had sex, everything completely changed. It's like sasa the guy ndo alikuwa anatumiwa, ulikuwa unanitumia just to sleep with me. Now things have changed. Hakuna ma story like it used to be. It was, how should I say it?
Yeah.
I think he felt like things, as in, I don't know if you get what I mean. I mean, he felt like.
Okay, question before we get to the complicated part. What did he himself feel about
Actually,
the sex?
He didn't tell me if sex was good or sex was not, but the way he was talking, it's like he preferred not having sex. You get? Yeah.
Or to have the friend.
As in,
instead.
it's like they connected on a different level before the sex.
I get you.
Yeah, that's
it just ruined everything.
That's where I was headed. So, like you are saying, as much as they lay out A, B, C, D, and these are the consequences, people should actually be clear about whatever they're going to do. This, they want to do this, as in true to themselves. I came to realize that. I think during the week before we traveled there, I was with mom, my big sis. We were 3 of us in the sitting room. So mom was saying, "You can bring guys to the house." He was actually talking to my sis. Unaweza kaleta kwa nyumba muongee, lakini msifanyane kwa nyumba. As in, I love the way my mom is usually open to this. But when my sister heard this, he was like, mom, what are you saying? As in, she was like,
I've had that same reaction to my mom.
She wasn't comfortable with that conversation. As in, my mom is 100% comfortable. As in, atakuambia roho safi. She has this thing, I think it's called a coil, So anasema, he shows everyone, each and every 7 of her kids. Naambia, munaona hii? She has a sample of it. Hii inaitwa coil. Inakonga kwa matako ya msichana, inakudunga mkifanyana. She's that raw. And then she says, usikubali msichana wako aekwe hizi vitu. Unasikia?
Are you all seated? Is it like a family meeting?
As in, so you know, my big brothers and sisters, they've all moved out. So when they come to visit and they just enter the sitting room, she'll be like, nah, it's like anakonga make safety box hapa tu karibu tu sitting room. And then she actually removes it from the whatever the sachet and shows you.
And shows, God.
You can imagine.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what does that make you feel? Like at that moment, are you like, mom, hebu nionyeshe inafanya, or are you like, can we just please, like, unaonanga? How do you feel at that moment?
I'm usually free with her. I feel like coil ni nini, and she has the Ugandan accent in her. It's still inside, even after staying away from Uganda. So she actually looks at you in the eyes and tell you, unaona hii koiro, usikubali. She's pointing you with the thing. So I actually realized what it was like last week, but when I was searching about stuff dealing with pregnancy, whatever, prevention. So I came across it. Actually, it's not pregnancy prevention. I was searching about what's this advice in people being in a relationship and stuff. So when I came across it, I realized this is the thing that mom was showing the other day. I was like, wow, how did I not realize?
What is it called? What is it? Help me, not for my Google search, but for Our listeners,
So
please
it's
tell us what is it called?
I was talking
What
to
is the
Hez
thing?
the other day. So he told me
Mm-hmm.
it's called a coil. Let me just search the message I read for you guys.
Just describe for us
So
what it is.
while I was talking to Hez about it, because after I discovered that there's this thing ABCD, I decided let me ask this guy. He usually posts a lot about the sexual stuff, prevention measures, and ABCD else. So when I was talking to him, he was like, I know a couple of pregnancy methods. So he was telling me there's implantation, there's injection, and there's this other one. Yeah. So there's this other one. After that,
The IUD.
yeah.
Do you mean the IUD?
So while he was telling me all this stuff, I realized, I have no idea about this stuff. So when he told me there's depot shots, that's the thing I call injection. It's called the depot shot. Then we started talking about this thing, the coil. So he told me that it's actually painful for the guy. It's painful for the guy.
Wait. Okay, it depends. See what? Okay, from what I know, they say that the more expensive you're willing to pay, the more expensive it is, the more suitable it is. So I hear that it is it is painful for the guy, but if you go, that's why it's advised just get the best one, because if you get the best one, you can even get one personalized
The
for
coil.
you and your guy. You get you and your
Walai.
girlfriend. Yes, you can. You get, yes, exactly. So the last I checked, I think one of the most expensive ones are like 15K or something, but I'm not quite sure about that. But it lasts for I think 5 to 10 years, and it's actually personalized for you. So because you and your guy know your sizes and etc., so you can actually work through it. But now that requires a long-term commitment, because you see, if you're still hanyaring everywhere, still you can't have a one fits all size. It's usually, that's actually quite painful. But at the same time, I mean,
so
I get you.
When I was talking to Hez, he told me the coil is actually painful. He told me it's not the steel part that hurts, it's what's on the other end. On the other end, it's like should I call it a string, really? So he was telling me the string is the one that hurts. So I don't know how this thing works. But once he told me it's painful and it was all about the D, I was like, this so the most sensitive part is upper mbele, sindio? So I was trying to imagine, wow, this guy is telling me it's hard. Why would you do that? Why would you?
Oh my guys. Oh my god.
Why?
No.
So like me niliogopa roho safi.
No, okay. Let me tell you. If you get, okay, that one I'll tell you. It's a massive investment. So if you get someone you're comfortable with for a while, I mean, it's a good way, unless there are people who say, okay, still protect yourself. Just protect yourself whichever way that you want to. But I know that it can have dangerous side effects. Like, it has dangerous effects on the girl or on the guy as well. So just don't, like, on that particular part, just don't go cheap. Don't go cheap. Will hurt you. It will cut you. It will cut you.
And I heard, apart from the cutting, it might need what should I say? It might need surgery if it gets lost in there.
Yeah, it may get lost in the it might also, hurt your hormones and
Nah.
everything, because I know there are two, the copper one and the other one, but it doesn't react well to everybody. There's just a lot of complications. That's why, see, recently they were saying there's a new, you guys got a gel
What? Will
for
I?
protection, and I think that should come to Kenya. Yeah,
Oh,
usione hiyo
shit.
kitu niliona kama meme, lakini apparently it's true. So I saw this, there's this gel that's being experimented on, so that, guys, you're the ones who wear the protection instead of us, and you put it on, like, I think you spread it on your back. I'm not sure about the specific, but you all got a gel. I mean, as we have had to deal with all these terrible things, IUDs, the contraceptives, all these other ways, and you guys just get a tea lotion, surely.
But
That's not, no, women
but I read
empowerment.
somewhere
We cannot do
they
this.
tried to create something. Then the guys who did experiment on them, the balls was busting. I was like, fuck, see, that's painful on a so different level. I tried to imagine. I was like, no.
Okay, no. Well, is it a risk you're willing to take?
I don't know.
Is it
I'm
worth
not yet
it?
sure about this thing.
So, okay, what advice would you give to them? What
So
is the
far,
best protection method for you?
as at my knowledge so far, I realized implants are good. From what I've heard, I don't know. I have no idea. But I had implants. The most it can go, maybe she'll reign for, like, let's say 2 months nonstop. That's the worst I've had. The deeper shots I had, you can get high blood pressure and some other complicated stuff. So I was like, wow, how would you choose? I even thought that because people don't want to wear the CD. People like it raw. So I came to realize that don't want it raw, but you have these other choices, but these other choices have their own consequences. I was like, wow, what should I do? How? As in, it's like you're in a dilemma. It's like, get ready for pregnancy, man. Get ready.
No, but no, I know that 1 minute, that 1 second, that at that point you're willing to risk everything. You're like, by the way, I'm ready for 18 years of struggle. I am ready. This is worth it. But that moment is a high. It's a small high that you'll have a high price to pay for. And let me tell you, even the implants, for example, they're really, I don't know, I'm scared of them because, one, I know of people who have had them and still got pregnant. Two, if you involve yourself in high intensity, I don't know, friction, especially, like, for example, things like the action itself, or people who are swimmers or gymmers, or basically you do things and you hit a lot of stuff, it can actually get misplaced, so it stops working. Now what would you now, Kappa, hey, let's live. So you see, like, I I go hard in the gym, something happens and I have no idea that this thing shifted. Or you're swimming, you decide to take a dive, or you're still in action, mnachapana hapo, alafu kijana ashike the wrong place, iende the wrong direction, and then you see, you don't know whether it's shifted or not. That's the most dangerous part. Like, so far I have nothing apart. I don't think it's a bad idea. I'm afraid if it shifts na wewe hujui. Hey, because imagine sasa, alafu unajua, I've been seeing these memes, however unlikely it is. I read that it's unlikely, but I've been seeing these stories of people who, like them, they didn't know they were pregnant until the day they were delivering. Like, I have not found any scientific proof of it, but I'm still not willing to risk it. And see, I'm in the washroom, then suddenly nasikia,
it feels very strange because you don't notice the growth of the baby inside the womb. So it's like, it doesn't make sense, but you still have that fear to somewhere too. It's just,
No, me please. I do not need. I mean, niko sawa. I am praying. I am no. Hebu tema hiyo mate. Tuendelee. So, Sage, let me ask, what do you think? What do you think, guys, or rather, guys, what do you think of that topic?
Actually, for sex and relationship, that's a topic that for Kenyan families, as in actually, it should be made open, because you'll find out many guys hawaongeleangi hii story, unastukianga tu it happened, because there's this time I was talking with my mom she was telling me ukiwa kwa room na msichana mnaongea alafu kiasi msichana asikia amekuwa moto aanze kukushikashika utafanya nini? I looked her dead in the eye and said nitamnyima, of which okay, it has happened to me a couple of times. There's when the chick was hot, then I decided to do nothing. It's happened okay, a lot, not a couple of times, a lot with me. So I
hot stuff.
So after that fine has boy. Happened, I came to realize that people aren't open to talk about this stuff. As in, other people who, as in our generation, the guys who are getting kids, I feel like they won't be open with their kids enough to talk about this thing, because okay, kuna some of my guys wenye wanasemanga mimi mtoto wangu kuwa na boyfriend ni sawa, bora tu asivunje mtoto wangu roho. That's usually what they say, but when it comes to the business, I don't know if they'll be able to talk to the girl and tell her ABCD is happening, huko nje kuna kuanga hivi, you get. People are not open to talk about it.
Yeah. No, I think it starts with us still. Like, I mean, okay, that's a step further, because here we're talking after they've already had kids and us we're talking to our kids, yeah? But how can we do that if we can't even talk about that ourselves? Like, wewe na bibi yako hamkuongea about it, so how am I going to talk about it to your child? You get, I don't know, how do you even say yes? Like, how do you say I do for the rest of your life? Na bado hamjongelea hizi vitu, you know?
Conditions.
I do, but hamkusoma terms and conditions, like, you didn't understand. And you see, the thing is, that's why people, like, it ties up so much, it ties up so big, because that's the time people start after imagine your wedding night, either one, mnapata disappointment, ama two, you know, after 5 years unaona this person I'm uncomfortable, we were good as friends, but you know, for a partner in that way, or a spouse, you need different things. So you talk about what you like, what you don't like. It may make the conversation awkward, but I mean, you just make it funny.
Because as in
exactly,
it's true, but because you'll find like in previous relationship, as in kuna vile actually not relationship, let's say with previous relationship and a couple of friends that I've had, there's a topic that you can't touch. Ukiguza hapo kuna tension, na ukisha kuwa na tension, like and I feel I shouldn't respond to this guy, ABCD will happen, as in unafeel wewe mwenyewe tu unafeel the tension that you don't know how she'll react, so you choose not to bring it up anymore because you actually want to talk to that person. So I
But I think, okay, we need to be more body positive. Like, fine, you talk about, like, okay, I am frustrated by how much I wish you people, the listeners, can you just please talk about it? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about you and me.
You should have plans, because I saw there are guys, as in we all know there are guys who can't eat pussy, and there are guys who don't have problem with it.
Okay.
So there's two types of. So
okay,
and there's these other guys who've gone to a whole new level. The guys from West, they're eating ass.
They're eating or they're being eaten. You know, to clarify.
As in, people have eaten one. Wow, really? Wow. As in, it was unheard of. But the current, as in the current world that we're in, man, these things are happening. So people should talk about it.
But okay, let me ask you, which is something for all these people to think about. How are you that, like, someone has seen you head to toe, hata ameona matako yako na hata wewe mwenyewe hujaiona, you know, but still you can't talk to them about these things. We're so honest, well, you can't say, okay, fine, by the way, I like it like this and like this and like this, do this and this and this. And then you end up someone saying, by the way, people start destroying other people's lives, or they get, that person could have been the love of your life, but no, you could not communicate. Hamgeza kuongea. A, B, C, D, talk people.
Really
have
true.
your voice.
I feel you.
You know.
Because.
But then, let me ask you a personal question. Kwa hizo vitu umemention uko wapi?
Mimi. I eat, but I don't eat us. I don't eat us.
Hygiene, please. I've had it promoted, but hygiene, please. Like, I don't get that concept in my head. But you know what?
True.
To each his own. Kenye mnataka.
Anyways, as much as I say I eat pussy, I love the idea of eating pussy. It sounds, from what I've heard, it sucks being a virgin, by the way. I said this year I'm losing virginity. I'm very pumped up, by the way.
No, this is celibacy.
I advocate you don't do that.
Guys,
don't wait till marriage.
Please.
I advocate you don't wait till marriage.
What?
Well, I advocate for that.
Where?
Because you can wait till marriage and then find out like, wow, nah, this is not for me. Nah. And there's those people who wait for marriage and find out, this is heaven. So don't wait for marriage. But if you wait for marriage, it's your own choice. But my personal advice will be, don't wait for marriage. Mimi ni corona. Mimi sikuji. I was ready. Well, you have no idea. I prepared. I was like, so
sure?
When corona came up, corona is actually a good excuse kwa ajili watu watoki kwa nyumba. So you like, nani atanipea? So for me, let's say most of the time shida yangu ilikuwa kuomba, sijui kuomba. Man.
Hey, you know that's a very important skill for a man to have. Let me tell you, that's a very important skill.
Yeah, inabidi.
You need to know
the
art of seduction, man.
I'll ask for tips.
Ask for tips. Kwanza au wenye wanashinanga kupitia kila mtu. Muulize
unaombanga kwa simu ama unaombanga live ni wapi?
How
so at the moment sina pressure, but I know that I'm ready for this stuff. So and people should be open about it, like for real. So
have you ever been open
with
about
my
it? And how has that gone?
My special used to be someone. I wasn't able to open up to her about it because what? I actually asked about it and she like brushed me off. And I'm the type of person, if I see you're evading this, I'll just let you be. So most of the stuff, if it's sexual or anything dealing with relationship stuff, I usually talk to my best friend. I usually want to know her perspective about it because we're tight. So unajua, once you're close with someone, you actually be open with him or her to talk about ABCD. So I talk to her. She tells me ABCD, this and that, from her perspective of anything and everything. Plus, she's a pervert. She's much of a pervert. She told me when she was working, they brought the sex toys to her workplace, and she was like organizing them. You can imagine how much she was laughing, and she's a loud laugher. Not this person ati atacheka chini ya meza, atacheka hapo. So alikuwa anashika hivi akicheka. Alikuwa anacheka. You should actually hear her laugh.
Oh, okay. Text me that I need that laugh. It'll make my day. But okay, I think let's start with, change starts with us. When I say manga, it starts with us. So even usage, as we talk about it and we tell our listeners, like, please talk to you. Jaribu na mtu, just a random friend. Pick a random friend. It's not like you need to hit it. You just need to talk about it, to be able to talk about with someone random. Be like, by the way, we all know you're doing this. We all know I'm doing this. No, we don't all know. We are just suspecting. But yeah, assuming, and you just ask, by the way, what's your stance on this? Let's talk about this. Even though it's uncomfortable sometimes, because okay, fine. The limit is, the boundary is, I need to just keep talk about it. We can avoid so many things.
Yeah.
But then
it can't. Life isn't always all smiles. Kuna the ups and downs.
At the same time, so now imagine. Okay, let me even put you in a more complicated situation. So you talk to your best friend about all those things. Alafu hapa kuna mpenzi wako umempenda, but you don't talk about those things. Now, do you understand why all of us are always worried about that best friend? Because literally you're more connected to that best friend.
Person you're in a relationship with. That's true.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, there's this whole issue. This whole issue of best friends, which people are like, oh no, you'll play me with your best friend, and a lot of the times it's true. Like, I've had people's stories, and I'm like, I fear best friends.
Bestie.
Yeah, bestie. Like okay, unfortunately, I have a man bestie, I have a guy bestie, and actually guy besties. Guy. Okay. Okay, hata mimi sijui nijitoaje kwa hiyo situation. They're the best people in my life. They're amazing. I mean, like, but I hope Boo, okay, I don't think Boo is worried about it. He's like, okay, it's fine. But hey, okay, but anyways, it lands with honesty. Do not things that are so intimate. I mean, talk about it. Actually, as soon as I cut this call, I should probably send a message and say, you know what, we need to talk about this. Because I haven't done the same either. Let me be honest. So it's like, oh, baby, we need to talk about this. So I hope we're not breaking up into so much. Hey, so check to on how that will go.
Yeah. So for me, I think maybe sitaki kusema, unajua watu wanasemanga nikipata huyu I think huyu ndio nitaoa, then shit happens. Shit always happens. Na utapata before he or she said huyu ndio mimi naenda kuoa, as in this is the person I'll spend the rest of my life with, utapata they met a few days ago, like a month ago, 6 months ago, as in you don't know this person.
Yeah.
This person, he just did you in some way, and you felt like he's the one. What was happening to me? I must. So, like I was saying, these people connect with each other, as in they connect with each other in a different platform, but don't realize that it's just a connection. You don't know if it's long lasting or not long lasting. So when I initially started talking to Hez, was having this conversation.
Yeah.
Of how Nene. I was actually, I was flirting with this chick. Then it was like, ai, kuna vile anavuta roho yangu inaenda. I was like, bro, what are your thoughts on this? Then he was like, before you get into a relationship, make sure umejuana na huyu, unajua ana behaving hivi, anafanyanga hichi ndo anatakanga, hii atakangi. As in, there's a lot of things you need to consider before just jumping into a relationship.
Hapo nitakata na wewe. Nitakata na wewe kabisa. Okay, I'm sorry. But I have to.
Okay, let me finish up, then you'll tell your side, eh?
Yeah, sure, tell me.
So Hez was like, just know this person for like 4 good years. I was like, 4 years to get into a relationship. Wow. Sintakufa. That's what was in my mind, like, wow, 4 years. But then I realized there's 2 ways to this, eh? Kuna that you get to know her beforehand, and there's this other one that you're getting to know her while you're within a relationship. So for my perspective, I realized when people come to something like, how should I say it? Unapata ukuta kwa barabara yenu. You don't want to go from the wall. You just kuna ukuta hapa. We, tuonane. Hizi mistaki maneno. When there's something small, as in there's a little argument, there's a disagreement between the two of you guys, you decide to brush it off instead of dealing with it together. This has many relationships to stop. Like, I have a friend of mine, eh? She told me she misses her ex. Do you mind telling me why you guys broke up? And then she was like, it's a long story, but let me cut it short. I have an ego that it's too huge that I can't let it go, so I can't text him or do anything like that. I was like, oh, okay.
Wow. So you'd rather lose him. Then did you really love him?
Like,
though?
Okay. That's actually her decision. She's comfortable with that, the missing and stuff. So I came to realize that hakuna user manual ya ati you get in the relationship, ABCD is going to take place, ati you'll panga this will happen. Nope. So for my perspective, if you get into a relationship 1 week, 3 months, 6 years, you'll just have to know how to deal with it as long as you want it to happen.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can I
come in.
offer you my perspective? Thank you. Okay, well, I agree that you must know the person to some extent, but at the same time, I'll really emphasize on communication. I don't believe that. Okay, there's no one general rule. There's no one fits all rule on relationships. I mean, they're all different, and I think right now, even if you might go through a couple of guys or girls before you actually settle down, I don't think it's bad for you, because I think that's the whole process of growing. Like, maybe it takes a few hearts to be broken. I'm really sorry, but I have to appreciate the essence of pain. Like, for me, pain, at first I didn't understand that whole heartbreak, that whole thing, but that's what I realized. Imagine ukisikilia mtu uchungu, that's when you realize you actually loved them, because that's when you lost something that's important to you. You get, and you're learning each time you learn, okay, I'm gonna do this better, because I might have had my experiences, but unajua kuna watu ataka utamwambia how many times itaingia masikio moja na itoke ingine. Some people just need to they just need to hear it for themselves. They just need to experience it for themselves, And so I can also tell you, like, in such situations, okay, for me, I don't want to be cheesy here, really, like, legit, but honestly, mine was kind of love at first sight. That's how I tell the story. Like, situ your nana, it was just like, Mina Joy, you're just the one. Nah, like everything. I dropped everything. I like at that moment I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is the person I've been waiting for. Take me. Mimi nimemaliza. I am done. You see. And then at the same time, so what happened? We knew each other to some extent, but we still didn't know each other properly. And so the first things that we did is that we sat down and Kambia, by the way, this is ABC, this is who I am, these are my worst traits, this is this and this. So you decide whether you want me. And I decide whether I want you. And what happened is we chose each other. Like, yeah, there was that whole feeling of love and all, but you nakudanganyanga, imagine. Because what you mean, choosing someone means, like, whether you're bad, whether you're good, whoever you are, may just love you as a person. And loving you as a person means you're imperfect. So whatever you do, like, the other traits that I'll find out you don't like later on, and I'm like, hey, this is hard to live with, but I will also go through with it.
Okay, like, finish up first, then.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, then also, again, communication. A lot of, like, for me, I'll have, he'll know when I'm pissed off. And, he'll call me and be like, okay, talk to me. Why are you pissed off? And I'm just like, I don't want to tell you. You know how girls are. Okay, I'm sorry. This is not a stereotype, but ni ukweli. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to. And, he'll force me. He'll be like, no, we have to talk. Tell me, shout at me, scream at me. And do you know how annoying it is? Can't nimekasirikia alafu unipigie. You don't want to scream. At that point, it's just like, umetoa utamu ya yo makasiriko. Na kwa hapo atiniambie. And I'm like, what the hell? I don't want to tell you. And, so literally, and then eventually I'll just tell you. And we'll end up laughing about it. So you see, such communication, we grow. We have grown a lot. The people who met in the beginning and the people who met now are two different people. But I don't know. I still think that, so you don't, my point was you don't necessarily need to know them, but you need to choose them and know them.
So your point was, apart from knowing them a little bit, you need to choose them and communicate. There should be communication between the two of you.
Exactly. So, yeah, at least hata mki break up mnajua mbona mli break up and you're both better humans for it. Say ole mna break up. Okay, honestly, I've done this mistake and if my exes, okay, God, if those people I've dated ever listen to this, I'm sorry, but I've made that mistake of like, like once we break up, I cut everything. I cut you out, I delete you, I block you and everything. But it actually helped when one of my exes came and we actually talked about why our relationship didn't work. Like, till date now, we're friends, back to being friends, but I had blocked him for 2 good years. But when he came and he actually asked me, like, let's think about why did our relationship fail? Let's just talk about this, you and me. And that's the kind of honesty I'm trying to bring to you people. That actually felt so good. Do you know, I just nearly shouted, kumbe nilikuwa na makasiriko from 2 years ago. Mimi hata sikuwa najua. Nilikuwa nimesikilia like kai ikiwa mtu akinikiambiwa ati nikuchape ama nipatie 5 million nitakuchapa hapo. Nipatie. Yeah, but you see, once we talked about it, we are really good friends now, and it was awkward for that short time, but we are better for it. I grew for it, and you see now I'm in a better relationship for it. True. Now I know myself. Najijua.
Naweza kusema history ya talk. My ex aliniwacha hanging the way he used to do. I wanted to talk to her, but there was this wall. So it's been like 3 years. I decided I shouldn't be bothering myself contacting her anymore. I should like move on. If the universe decides we should never meet again, we'll know what will happen next. But at the moment, I decided I did.
Did you ever try to reach out?
There was this period. Let's say I was feeling sad Kojili, let's say, how should I say this? I am what? Clingy. No, clingy is not really a word for it. Tuseme natakanga attention at times, So there's this week that she was busy, she was kind of busy. I understood that she was busy, but I really wanted to talk to her. Gee, what happened? She got angry at me because what did I do? I was missing her and I didn't know how to explain how I was missing her. So I just said whatever came to my mind. So I relaxed, chilled, calmed down. Then she got angry at me because I was angry at her. She got angry at me because I was angry at her, but her anger grew and poof, she didn't tell me why she actually Kojili. It was like a period of 3 weeks. She wasn't texting me, but I was trying, as in the morning I text her, in the morning, in the evening I tried to text her. I tried calling her once, maybe.
No, okay,
yeah, I did.
But you see, okay, no. Let me go back, take a moment and step back. My point here isn't, okay, like, even at that time, in as much as I'm saying I'm very mature with my ex right now, we needed to, I was very angry at some point. Me like at ile nikimuona we're in the same location, I will move. I mean, we cannot. The oxygen is not enough for the two of us. And I needed to have some time. Like, I got some time for myself. Until now, I was ready to look back. And I told you, like, it was 2 years before we talked again. 2 years before, I was like, by the mbona nashinda nikiblock you guy. So it's not about regaining this. It's fine if the relationship is lost na hamtaki kuongeleshana. Give yourself each other time. Heal, you get over it, whichever way you want. And then at some time, like, I don't know, 6 months, 1 year later, just be like, hey, hi, how are you? We are both mature adults. We don't need to, I'm blocking you. It's a small, hey, Nairobi ni ndogo. Hey, Nairobi ni ndogo sana. Mtashinda mkionana, and you need to have good blood.
I saw this meme. It was like, kama hujai patana na ex Nairobi, hujai date Nairobi.
Exactly. Nairobi. Kwanza hata mtasikia your boy anakuletea msichana like, yo fam, kumbe mnajuana.
But
na huyo ndio
lakini for my case the story is different. Kila mtu anakuanga like, bro, ni monex yako anapiga, as in the screenshot ananitumia. Mwingine ako, bro, nimepata hii kwa Google Photos, kutumia picha yako na ex wako. Kwa like, wow, majamaa muliaje?
Why?
So the past years is like that. Ata my best friend, okay, tuseme I like have two best friends. Moja ni tuseme, how can I say this? Tuseme tu ni my best friends wangu.
Okay.
Sasa this one best friend of mine is my ex's best friend. And this other one is my nitamuitaje, my princess best friend. Nasemanga I talk to her about anything and everything.
Pervert. I'm sorry. That's what you said.
No, the pervert actually never can clear hii saizi Nairobi kila mtu ni pervert.
Yeah, please. No, she's not. She's a good soul. I'm sorry.
So the pervert, the hentai, let me call her hentai. It'll sound a bit easy. Yeah. So the pervert best friend, she's my ex's best friend.
Oh,
And this other best friend of mine, she's the one I talk to about anything and everything at the moment. Mwingine we talk about kiasi stuff. Kama kuna issue flani, I ask her how she's doing. We've grown fond of each other.
Yeah.
But remind me, what were we talking about before I started talking about our best friend?
You're talking about how you can't, your ex, how yours is different because you can't talk to your ex because you keep seeing her.
Oh, so for me, this other best friend of mine, the one I'm calling my princess, for her, when she sees my ex, she's like, our ex. I'm like, huh?
Oh.
Then in the next picture, the next picture she sends me, she's like, look who viewed whatever my
post.
Snap story. Her posts. She's my ex. She's the one who did what. She's the one who she said, "Let me act childish. I won't talk to you." She's the one who declared the statement. So people should do what makes them their soul happy.
Are you okay and over that relationship?
It's been roughly 3 to 2 years, I think. I think I'm okay with it, but bado niko na kale ka uchungu like mbona niliachwa.
Si basi uongeleshe.
I think it's still
just try.
I think it's still
clears.
At the back of my mind. I think it's still at the back of my mind. But iko na umbali ile yenye I don't notice it's there. So you get.
Unajua Kiss FM kuna kwanga na hii kitu wanafanyanga watu. Kwa radio mtu asema kuna machungu alafu anasema mpigie saa hii uongee. We have to wrap it up a bit so I can go have dinner.
Wow, it's 11. Late.
Tomorrow I'm supposed to wake up at 8. God. Actually, I'm not supposed to wake up at 8. I'm supposed to be where I am at 8. So I'm supposed to wake up at like 7.
Oh, you must be busy. Sleeping. Thank God.
I sleep. But okay, today I slept for like 16 hours. So I'm good.
Usually.
Yeah.
Hakuna manual here, this life or that life. So whatever works for you, just go with it. Bora uko at ease and you're not creating, what should I say, chaos. Yeah.
Okay. Well, do what you... Okay. Hey, so what's the message? What is our message? We should have parting shot here.
Mostly it was talking about sex, as in where you are at sex, but it kind of escalated and went to being about sex and stuff dealing with a relationship and how you should be talking to people.
Well, it truly is a conversation because, conversations do shift. But I still hope that everyone else found it entertaining, as I did.
Thank you.
All right, then. So I'm sorry, but I have to say my goodbyes right now because I'm really hungry. And you're about to hear
rambling
of my stomach. And I'm really trying to keep it low-key, but I can't.
These things happen. So, guys, that's all we have for today.
It has been an amazing time. I really hope that I get to do this again with you, Sage. I hope that you'll invite me more often.
So, guys, make sure you follow Wangechi. Her handle is... What's your handle?
Wangechi Murimi. Always, anywhere.
Follow me, Sage Bimi on Twitter, Facebook. Oh, not Facebook. I don't use Facebook anymore. Instagram, Snap.
Find me on Snapchat.
And
exactly.
you can listen to more Sage Bimi in the previous episodes. Thanks for coming there. For more content coming up.
Subscribe.
Thanks for being with me.